Hey guys, Bukula here, going to do a video for you. I'm going to talk about these coronal holes just real quick, and then we'll get on to the plasma filament release and Schuman resonance. This right here is the equator of the sun, right? Earth kind of sits there. I've had a couple questions. You know, a hole doesn't have to rotate right over top of us, okay? It can be close, like that one. All right, that's yesterday's view. The one on the right is today's view, okay? So, and this active area on the sun is Earth facing right now also. Okay, so we're going to be getting effects from this. Both of those combined, we should see here in the next 3 or 4 days increase again. Now, what we're getting right now is from this coronal hole. And why am I bringing this up? Because there was stuff in between those two main coronal holes. Okay? So we're not going to get much of a lull period here. It's going to stay active for a while. Okay? So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Anytime these coronal holes open up, obviously, we got to be concerned about solar wind. And, you know, that increases earthquake risks and stuff like that. And given all the sevens and stuff, the 7 that we had the other day, plus the subsequent 5s and 6s just spiked in that area after that happened. And that's pretty typical, okay? So they're still getting 6s and stuff over there, guys. It's still rocking, is what I'm trying to say. Did this cause it? No, it's just part of the factor in what causes earthquakes. That's all that it is. So anytime we see these coronal holes and stuff, it does increase our chances for more frequent and more intense earthquakes. And more mainstream people are starting to pick up on that. So, which is good because, you know, it needs to be part of the conversation. Now, if you look at the 211, okay, that 211 it definitely shows a little bit less of the atmosphere. You can see how it looks like the coronal holes are actually bigger, and they kind of are. You know, that's just a thin area. They're not completely dark. Like this area here isn't completely dark. You kind of see a haze over it. That means there's still some more atmosphere there. The ones that are completely pitch black like that, that's definitely a hole. Okay? So, and I talked about why this is important. The sunspot's right there at the same time the coronal hole is. Now we got to talk about this filament that busted off of the sun. Okay, guys, this is the 171 view. All right. Now, again, this one shows a little bit more of the atmosphere than the 304 does. We'll pause it right there. Okay, what you're going to see, it's going to be right here. You're going to see a filament, and it's going to erupt out. Now, you're also going to see from the same filament, some of that energy gets recaptured back to the sun. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. But as we watch this, it's pretty impressive. I'm going to slow it down so we can see it better. Let's back it up a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to push play here. Now watch right in here. See it dancing? And then boom. Okay, now that's a decent sized filament release, guys. Okay, see that? So I wanted to show you that because, you know, just for entertainment, I guess. What if that active area had already rotated over here to where we're at, which would be about right here, okay, and then released that filament, we definitely would have seen some effects, okay. This right here is not huge, and it's not a baby. It's kind of in between. We've seen way larger, and we've seen way smaller filaments release on out. Okay, now, some people might not know what a filament actually is. The way I explain it to people, incandescent light bulbs, the old style light bulbs. The filament is what actually gets hot and puts off the light. Okay, that's the part that gets hot. So when your light bulb goes out, that filament gets broke. Okay, it interrupts the flow of electricity. So that's what happens there with your light bulbs. Now, that's just in a grander scale. That's what's happening here. Okay, that's getting shot out. It's plasma. All right, that's what those filaments are made out of. And, you know, So magnetically, they have a positive and a negative. So some of the stuff that got sucked back to the sun definitely had the opposite polarity. That's why it got pulled back. Okay, and some of it got shot off hard enough that it went on out into space. So it did go off to the side of us, but again, it still was not a baby, and it wasn't huge. Okay, guys, this is just the 304 view. Now, this one is a little bit more precise when we're talking about looking at filaments. This particular filter is, again, the 304. So it looks at that part of the light spectrum. All right. The 171 is a different part of the light spectrum. That's why they do that, so they can see different things. So as you can see, this filament's starting to dance around right here. And what you're going to see is going to go up like this, and you're going to see what looks as if some of it gets pulled back that way, and then the rest of it goes on out. It almost looks like it hangs around for a minute, like it was kind of stuck for a second. But whatever went this direction, most of it went on out into space. Okay, but again, some of it got pulled back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch this. This is why we look at different angstroms. That's why we do that. That's why we have different filters, so we can see different things. Okay, so I'll zoom in and we'll watch that again. We'll watch it a few times here so you guys get a good idea. Now I guess I could slow it down. How fast is it moving now? Okay, that's better. We'll bring it back to the beginning. Let's see, watch it. You guys see that? See how a lot of it was like hanging there for a second? Yeah, we'll watch it like that for a second. Okay, you can clearly see some of it go back to the sun. You can clearly see some of it just get on ejected on out into space. Okay, so that's why I wanted to show you this, because if this was Earth directed, that would not be good, especially given the fact that we're not getting any lull periods between our solar wind streams lately. Okay, geomagnetic storm levels are going to increase, and they're going to, I can't say how high. We may not even get into storm level. We might just get to a 4, which is no big deal. Okay, now I'll show you something else real quick. Okay, this is the geomagnetic activity chart. Okay, it says KP index, and it's got G1 over here on the right, right? Okay, those are the storm levels. Okay, just like a thunderstorm warning scale. Over here, that's just a KP index. I'm not going to go into what that actually means. But essentially, they're basically showing you the same thing. Okay, and I showed you guys the other day what different levels of the G level storms mean and what they can do. What you would expect conditions to be like. Again, a G5 on this graph is the highest. It's the highest assigned type of thing. We're talking about massive stuff happening if it gets up to a G5. We're definitely talking about power grid stuff. Maybe not globally or complete failures, but, definitely issues. Okay. But what I want to point out here is, we had this spike. This is just recently. It spiked up to like a 3, I think. Is that what that? Yeah, it's at a 3. We don't get storm levels unless it's a 5. Okay, so what we want, ideal, okay, what would be ideal, and I'll explain, is for stuff to hang pretty much close to right here. Okay, we don't want it on the bottom. We're programmed to think that we want everything to be 0 and everything would be fine. That would be normal conditions. Well, no, that's not the case. Okay, now why don't we want it all the way on the bottom? Well, when we get expanded periods of time of stuff on 0 or 1, not getting very high geomagnetically, that allows more cosmic rays to come through. And that's a whole nother conversation that I've had quite a few times on here. That's the radiation. That's bad radiation that, people that live up high, people that fly a lot, they have to take that in consideration. Okay. They actually issue out warnings and watches for guys, for prenatal passengers and pilots and crews of these planes. They don't want them flying very often, because the higher altitude you are, the more that those cosmic rays affect you. Okay, the muons get to you, and that's what the radiation part of that is what's bad. All right. So I wanted to point that out real quick. But you look down here. This is the Enlil map that I show you guys quite often. All right. Now, again, we're right here. That's our time. That's where we're at. So it knows what happened 2 days behind. So this is what actually happened, according to them. Now, out here in the front is a forecast. They forecasted 5 days. Okay, that's what they're trying to do here. It changes every day or even hour to hour, just like our local weather does. Okay? But what I find interesting is that, and this proves my point right now, is that, you know, we're not going to get much of a lull time between solar wind streams because those coronal holes. There's not much break there is what I'm trying to say. Okay? You know, this goes up, the density goes up, and so does the wind speed at the same time. When that happens, typically that's a stronger hit on us. Okay? If the density goes up, the speed goes down, and vice versa. But when they both go up at the same time, that's when we got to pay attention, right? I mean, really pay attention. So, but yeah, I just wanted to bring that to you real quick. Okay, guys, this is seeds. This is our view as we go out and look. Now, the left tool here is the black and white. That's what they use to try to detect CMEs. So, what I want to show you is, here's that filament. Oops. Right there. See that? Okay. We'll watch it again. Right about there. Okay. That was that filament releasing off. Okay. Now, what I want to point out real quick is that when that happened, look what happened over here. Okay, watch. You get the one on the left first. Boom. And then the one on the right. Okay. Now, why am I bringing that up? Well, because I've talked about this before. Usually when you get something over here, 180 degrees, basically if you draw a line straight through the sun, you get a smaller reaction back that way. Almost every time. Not every time, but almost every time. Okay? Why is that important? Well, we don't get to see the complete backside of the sun. We get kind of glimpses from the side, from stereo A, and stereo B is no longer functional. But that, when those both were operational, we had a pretty good, view of everything. But we don't get a full view of the backside of the sun. So, keep in mind this 180 degree thing I just told you. What if the sun, and it does this, okay, had a CME pop off straight off the backside? Well, what happens, right? Well, a smaller one is going to pop off right our direction. Right? I mean, wouldn't that make sense? So that's why we got to keep that in mind. That means something, If we see CMEs and stuff happening, and we know that for the most part we're going to see a smaller one on the opposite side of the sun, then we can pretty much logically deduce that if something pops off the back, we should see a smaller one popping off the front. Right? So that's why I bring that up. But I wanted to show you guys that filament release on this view. Okay, guys, Schuman resonance. This is a big spike. Okay, and this is actually kind of an odd one, and I'll explain. But for those that are new, the Schuman resonance is what the Earth vibrates at. Okay, its base is 7.83, which is about right there. So anything above or below is not ambient or normal conditions. Okay. So why do we even talk about this? Well, the reason is because it can affect us mentally and physically. I've done quite a few videos talking about that. The main things to remember is that it can make us have headaches. Our blood pressure can actually go up. They've linked it to that now. Mental health, that's probably the biggest in my opinion. And we're not just talking about Joe Blow out there saying it. We're talking about very esteemed scientists have done massive research on this. A lot of the papers have been peer reviewed. So it's a consensus that this does affect us mentally. All right. Crime rate goes straight through the roof. Suicide, depression rates go straight through the roof. Admissions into the mental hospitals go straight through the roof when this Schuman resonance is all jacked up. Okay, there's a reason they pump this resonance into any spacecraft that's going to carry humans for any length of time. Okay, that's why they do that. All right, that's the whole reason for that. So they don't go nuts. This definitely affects our minds, guys. We got to keep that in mind. Now, so what's weird about this one? Well, it should do this. Okay, it's not. You see this big hard line, right? That vibrational change and spike happened abruptly. Okay. Also, it ended abruptly. Okay, so why am I saying this? Again, that doesn't happen naturally. At least in my mind, it shouldn't happen naturally. Things should ramp up and ramp down if it was happening naturally. All right, so in my mind, something started and stopped this immediately. Okay, and the way that you can look at this is if you take a quarter or whatever, some coin, and you spin it on the table, and you just let it go, and you can watch how it slows down. It takes it a minute to slow down and stop, right? That's the same thing you're seeing here, or you should, and we're not. It's as though we spun our quarter, took our finger, and smacked it straight down. Okay, that's the correlation here. Hope that gives you guys kind of a visual of what I'm talking about in your minds. But this should not start and stop that fast. So in my mind, something intelligent has done that. Whether it was us or whether it was whatever, we got to keep in mind like CERN and all those particle colliders around the globe. And CERN ain't the only one. So those things can cause bunches of different stuff. Okay. And again, you know, I just don't see this happen naturally. Now I'm going to show you something real quick too. I did a couple videos on this. Okay, this is my YouTube channel. Okay, now if you look at that one right there, Schuman resonance, same duration, same hour, exactly 1 month to the hour. Okay, what am I saying there? The event started at 1700 hours. It ended at 1700 hours. Exactly 24 hours. Okay, and if you look at that thumbnail right there, you can see that it started abruptly and shut off abruptly. Okay, I'm using the word shut off because I think that's what happened. I don't think this was something natural. Again, you're getting this abrupt start, abrupt stop. Not to mention that it was exactly 24 hours. And then guess what? The next month happened at the exact same hour and ended the exact same hour again. Okay, I have a hard time thinking that that was natural. I hope you guys can kind of follow there because I would point you guys back to go watch this video. It's not that long. So go check it out. I mean, because it definitely was something that we needed to pay attention to because that was not natural in my opinion. Okay. Now, I also did a third video because this happened. All right. Same thing. Abrupt start and then abrupt stop. Now, what was interesting about this is that you see that black bar right there? Right there. Okay. That right there is missing data. Now, up to this point, I made this video 6 months ago. Up to this point, the Schuman really doesn't miss data that much. Hardly ever. And for it to happen around something like that. And now, as of late, we've seen it miss days. And that was unheard of for this tool. So, but yeah. So just keep in mind, guys, that was, I don't think that was natural. I think it was something, whether we did something here or something was turned on and turned off. But keep in mind that the Schuman resonance is something very, very, well, it's powerful. It can definitely affect us, affect our minds. That's why they pump it into all the, you know, confined things where it doesn't have that resonance so people don't go nuts. Okay. As far as health goes, Dr. Rife was able to cure cancer patients using frequency. Music makes us feel good or bad or sad or whatever, even without lyrics. Why is that? Well, because it's frequency and it affects the way we think. So we have to keep that in mind. And And again, I'll leave some links and stuff to this stuff. But yeah, guys, that filament busted off. We need to pay attention to earthquakes still. After that 7 over there, there's been a rash of 5 and 6s that haven't stopped. So this is something that, you know, the solar wind can increase all that, those chances of that. It doesn't cause them. It's just part of what can accumulate, part of the formula to help cause these earthquakes. Okay, so when we're getting solar or space weather, we can definitely say that should be taken in consideration when we're talking about frequency and intensity of earthquakes. So, but anyway, guys, I just wanted to bring that to you guys. I'll try to keep an eye on everything for you guys. Sorry I didn't do a video the past couple days. Just got kind of busy this weekend. But God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.
Step inside, walk this way, you and me, babe. Hey, hey! Living like a bomb, baby, come and get it on. Living like a lover with a red iPhone. Looking like a tramp, like a video van. Demolition woman, can I be your man? Flash a little light, television loving, maybe go all night. Sometime, every time, sugar miss sweet. Little miss and little says sugar me, yeah. Yeah. Come on, take the bottle, shake it up, break the bottle, break it up. Sugar on me. In the name of love, shine on me. Come on, find me up, shine on me. I can't get enough. I'm hot, sticky, sweet, from my head to my feet, yeah. Listen, red light, yellow light, green light, go. Crazy little woman in a one-man show. You're a queen, you're a king, rhythm of love. Sweet dreams, Cinderella, listen up. Listen. You got to squeeze a little, tease a little more. Easy operator, come and knock it on my door. Sometime, every time, sugar me sweet. Little miss innocent, sugar me, yeah. Yeah, give a little more. Take the bottle, shake it up, break the bottle, break it up. Shine on me. Ooh, in the name of love, shine on me. Come on, find me up, shine on me. Ooh, I can't get enough. I'm hot, sticky, sweet, from my head to my feet, yeah. You got the pieces, I got the cream, sweet to taste.